going to read for you another statement made by John Marshall during the same address. The power to regulate commerce, as defined by Chief Justice John Marshall, is, quote, the power to regulate, that is, to prescribe the rule by which commerce is to be governed. This power, like all others vested in Congress, is complete in itself, may be exercised to its utmost extent, and acknowledges no limitations other than that prescribed in the Constitution. I will read that statement again. And acknowledges no limitations other than are prescribed in the Constitution. Now, this becomes especially relevant in a later court case in 1937, National Labor Relations Board versus Jones and Laughlin Steel Corporation, where the Supreme Court even went as far to say that the Congress could not only have ruling in interstate commerce, but could even go as far to regulate commerce that stays within a state, as long as it affects interstate commerce in another way, in another fashion. This becomes notable when you see the extent of Congress's power in regulating commerce, especially with, in the back of your mind, acknowledging that Congress has also the power to regulate our spending as a country. This gives them the vast amount of majority in our country's main heartbeat, in its commerce, in its economy, in its financial flow, and therefore is directly influential to our functioning as a whole, as a country. In addition to this, we also see Congress having expanded powers when we address the Supremacy Clause, which is, as we know, basically stating that Congress
During wartime, the government must do everything in its power to protect the ideals of democracy. War, however, places strains on democracy, and this can result in the government taking away some of our basic democratic rights that we fight for. This can be problematic. Many have criticized Lincoln for his questionable suspension of habeas corpus during the Civil War. Habeas corpus is one of the most important rights we have as citizens and provides for the release of people wrongfully imprisoned. Because of ex parte Milligan, during times of war, the government cannot over-exercise their power, and something like this could never happen again. So that's why this is the most important court case. Vote for Alex.
I'm going to agree with that statement. In wartime, we must do everything we can to protect what democracy is. I will readdress a point I made earlier, that the foundations of our basic government need to come first. Without our basic government, without knowing what our government is and is not allowed to do, we have no democracy. Our country that set the standard for many governments and systems that run today would not exist if we did not outline specifically what it was and was not able to do, and is not able to do. Therefore, under that same statement, I argue that my court case is more relevant, as it set that standard and set that law. I read this.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
The most important court case in ex parte